Well, here we are again, live and in color. The street committee is bringing it to you, uh, bringing to you with unvarnished, straight ahead conversation about sports. We have been previously talking about the Atlanta Falcons pretty exclusively, but we're going to broaden the conversation to include other sports teams, venues, and locations. But I will start with the Atlanta Falcons. This past Sunday, they traveled to Tampa and they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a very close game, but it didn't have to be. The Atlanta Falcons, the quarterback turned the ball over 3 times with 3 fumbles. The previous Sunday, he had 3 interceptions. So, what we can say about Desmond Ridder is he keeps both teams in the game. We would like him to stop keeping the other team in the game. That would be greatly preferred. But the defense was very solid. They had about 3 sacks, which were basically coverage sacks because they're getting better on the back end. Jeff Okuda, who has come back from injury, has helped solidify the cornerback spot opposite A.J. Terrell, who was already a very good cornerback. And, of course, Jesse Bates is an excellent safety. So they have been pretty stable and solid on defense. The 2 tackles kind of hold up the middle, so it's not easy for teams to run directly up the middle because they're really solid. So the Falcons are 4-3, and I think they can do better. And if the quarterback kind of continues to grow, he's still young. If he can throw at least to our team and fewer to the other team, I think we'll be, in a growth mode and maybe have a winning season if everything goes well. Now, we'd like to diversify and talk about some other things. There are no dominant teams in the pros. There's no undefeated teams already. In college, there are good teams but not great teams. So it means that a lot of teams there's competitive balance. A lot of teams are still in contention. I traveled to Miami to see the University of Miami play Clemson, which was a good game, better than I was expecting. These are 2 programs that have been great in the past, but are mainly trying to be good and hope to get greater later. They're trying to grow. It was a good game. I was a bit surprised. Miami started a freshman quarterback in his first game against Clemson defense, which is a pretty scary thought because Clemson does have a top 10 defense, but the freshman played very well, and he was helped a lot because the Miami offensive line didn't allow 1 sack. And the game was close, went into overtime, then double overtime, and ended on the last play. So it was a very interesting game. It was a night game, whiteout. It was a lot of the greats came back. They had inducted people into the Ring of Honor. Jimmy Johnson, national championship coach, Erickson, a lot of the former greats were there. So it was an interesting time, and it was an interesting game. Also, Miami I'm cautiously optimistic that they're going to have a good future. The freshman quarterback is a pure passer, got high upside, high ceiling. They have some freshman running backs, wide receivers. But on the defense, they have a freshman that I think is going to change everything. He's a baby monster, and more monster than baby. And it's kind of unusual. He's a defensive end, Ruben Bain. Normally we see wide receivers and running backs be very good as freshmen because of their speed and natural ability. Linemen normally need a few years in the weight room and the training table to get big enough and strong enough to compete. But this guy was in high school last year, but he is a game wrecker already. Ruben Bain is going to be he's going to be a person that people will hear about. And he continues on this track, he'll be getting checks playing on Sunday and getting a big check every Monday. So, they have some young players that may change the trajectory of the program. They continue to get more like that. It's very interesting for college, and it's good for college when some of the traditional programs are good. Also, the HBCUs. Some of them are at homecoming this weekend, which is a fun time for the alumni. Florida A&M is having their homecoming this weekend. Atlanta University is having homecoming. So a lot of the things that we love about HBCUs, people getting to see your friends, alumni. This is a big weekend. So this is a good part of the sports season. We got a lot of interesting things happening, and should be a good time for everybody. And the street committee says, hope your team wins. Enjoy and be safe. So talk to you later when I can talk to you straighter. Peace.